Sandra Bland is me. It hit me to my core to hear another woman say that another woman does not deserve to have a street named after her. It hit me to my core to hear that we are even discussing a name on a street pole. Sandra Bland was arrested and died. However the investigation may go and whatever may come of the investigation, that young woman is dead.
Yes.
I was telling Pastor Hannah on the way here that my father, who is in Chicago, called me at 5 o'clock in the morning when she died and told me, daughter, that is you. That could be you. And the reason that I have to drive from Houston to come here to Prairie View for the fact of a possibility that it can be rescinded on her name being on a street is ridiculous.
All right, sister.
All right?
Sister. All right.
There are too many atrocities that are happening in this world against Africans in America for us to be here in a room discussing the fact on whether her family should feel a bit of hope, on whether the fact that her family should feel a bit of pride.
Come on, sister.
It is actually deplorable.
Come on, go for it. Come on, sister.
As a woman and an African woman here in the United States, I would hope that I have a support of people behind me if hashtag I die in police custody. I would hope that I have a people behind me if I hashtag die in police custody, if I hashtag happen to be hanging from a jail cell, from a sheriff's office. I would hope that people will come to the city council from Chicago, Illinois to Houston, Texas to support my name being living on. I, on behalf of my parents who come from a long lineage of freedom fighters, of activists, and I, on behalf of the National Black United Front, support the naming of Sandra Bland Parkway.
Wow.
Thank you.
As a Black woman, I feel it's important to keep names like Sandra Bland alive because she is a Black woman. Just because she passed doesn't mean that she's not a part of our community. There are people who look like her, who act like her, who talk like her, who, you know, had the same struggles that she had, have the same family members that she had. And I think remembering the people who came before us and the people who fought for us is a way to pay homage and also a way to remember what we're continuing to do.
When I heard about the arrest, it was shocking. I was like, whoa, okay, this is Prairie View, this is Prairie View. But then the death, that's when it was like that clicking moment. It was that, oh my gosh, this is home. This just happened where all of the you know, broadcasting of all the people dying, all the Black people dying, was happening everywhere else but Prairie View. And when it hit home, it was like, wow, there's no escaping it. Not saying that, I mean, there's ever a chance that we can actually escape it, but it was real. That was the first time that I, along with others, have been a part of something like hands-on, something has happened in the area, and it's like, okay, well, no, definitely, what can I do to help? What can my voice do to help spread awareness? What can I do?
I'm always finding, with Hannah, ways to be out there and actually be a part of the marches, the movements, the talks, the things that make people uncomfortable being a part of.
My thoughts on the Sandra Bland Parkway being created here, it is a combination of two factors. I believe that on one hand, it is a milestone, and on the other hand, it can be used as a pacifier, depending on how we, the community, take it. So I think that it is a milestone in the sense that we were able to get it created here to where people have to say her name. When you pull up here, your GPS says her name, you say her name, and it forces a remembrance of her. At the same time, it should be a reminder of the fact that we have more work to do. And so it doesn't prove that justice has been served, as it hasn't thus far, but it is a good milestone. At the same time, if we do nothing with it and we are satisfied with just a street name change, it can become a pacifier in the sense that, hey, you have the name change, now be quiet. And that's not how I believe that we should take it.
When I spoke at the Sandra Bland Parkway revealing or opening, I commented on how Sandra Bland was one of those women who had a fire in her. She was a light, and it was up to young PV women like myself to make sure that that fire didn't die out or wasn't going to be put out.
There is a big problem beyond just my reach. And I knew that if I didn't do anything, and if I didn't fight for myself, nobody's gonna fight for me. Nobody is gonna see me. Nobody's gonna see someone that looks like me, someone like Sandra Bland, and respect them if I don't show respect for myself. So when I saw that there was a space in the line for me, of course I jumped in. And I wasn't certain about whether or not I was even gonna make a difference. I wasn't certain about if I was gonna be heard, but I had to fight for myself, and I had to show myself that respect that I wasn't being shown.
I do it because I feel like it's a part of me, not just a part of me, but also my great grandmother, who was never able to speak up for things like this because she was always shut down or put down or told that she couldn't. And I just feel like it's my responsibility for myself, for my elders, for my kids, to be a part of the uncomfortable parts.
So the thing that gave me the courage, surprisingly, is not one specific thing. It was more so responsibility. I'm a black woman. If I don't speak up for another black woman, what is my purpose? To watch my fellow black brother or sister go down for something that's inhumane? What kind of person does that make me at the end of the day? If I can go home and go to sleep with being okay with, oh, another black person died. Oh, well, at least it's not me. No. Just because it's not us personally doesn't mean it doesn't affect us as a whole. And it could be us personally. That's what you have to think about. At the end of the day, it could be me. Every black person, it can be me. Because it's the likelihood of it being you is so high.
What motivated me to step up and speak up with what happened with Sandra Bland was the fact that she was a human being who did not deserve to die in jail. It wasn't like, I mean, she's a woman, she's a black woman, she's a member of the community, she graduated from Prairie View. Like, there are so many different factors that, you know, could go into it, but at the root of it all, there was an injustice that took place. And so that's all I needed to get involved. And so that, and then the fact that it happened during the summer, so a lot of students were at home. And so I felt in a natural responsibility or duty to speak up and say something, because if I didn't, then who would? And so my mother didn't raise me to be the type of person to wait for somebody else to do it when you very well can do it yourself. So however I could, you know, I looked to make sure I was on the right path before I said anything. But after some prayer, I had to say something. And all I needed was the fact that an injustice was done.
I believe that anything that happens to a Prairie View student, whether it's really great or a tragedy like what happened to Sandra Bland, it's important for the university to acknowledge, because good or bad, it affects everyone here.
I believe that there's a stigma that comes with being an activist, that comes with holding a microphone and, you know, always being on the front lines of political events, which I have had my part in that. But I believe that being an activist is also being behind the scenes to act. When you see an injustice, then you take action, no matter what the level of that injustice may be. So whether it be in the classroom, whether it be on Sandra Bland Parkway, wherever that injustice is taking place, if you can stand and you can represent and speak for those who haven't been spoken for, then that's an activist. So honestly, I think I am then. I just answered my own question.
It's exciting to be involved in something that you know is important, that you know that needs to happen, but you're not sure of the outcome.
I would want to be known as a woman, a leader, a person who is strong, confident, beautiful, compassionate, and not afraid. So I'm standing right here where Sandra Bland was arrested. If you look this way, that is the entrance to Prairie View A&M University. And then if you walk a little bit down the road over here, you look this way, this is where City Councilman Johnny Miller was tased for no reason. People are afraid to drive on this street and be harassed. People are afraid if they drive on this street, will they be stopped? Will they be accosted? All of that goes into play, and that affects literally our minds, how we study, how we get ready for the day. All of that goes into what we do here at Prairie View A&M University. And I just want people to know that we can do something to change that, and we don't have to feel that way. We shouldn't.
I want y'all to hear this song that I'm listening to on the way to church while riding through the storm. And this morning, this is your view on the way to wherever you're going. If you're on your way to worship, I just pray that you have safe travel. And on this first day of February, I'm calling out to y'all. I still need y'all's help. It's not over. Sandy is still speaking. We got a lot of work to do, y'all. Our young people are needing our help. Shoot, we need our own help. Young people, old people, our country as a whole is really, really jacked up. My people, just know that I love you. It is my goal to make sure that I let somebody know every single morning, you are a queen, you are a king. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Whatever you have set up for your life today, go out and do it. Don't let this weather stop you. You know, and this is bad because I'm recording in the snow, but I want y'all to know how important this is, that I love y'all and I care about y'all. So I'm going to get off this camera. I'm on my way to praise the Lord's. Be blessed, my sisters and brothers. Be blessed, my kings and queens. Go do something great today. Kisses.
As a kid, I was always taught, for faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So faith is something much bigger than ourselves. always. And all we need is a little bit. And that it opens so many doors when we have the biggest faith. I just feel like as human beings, if anything that we could come together and really do for ourselves, not everyone else, is to have faith in ourselves, have faith in the world. We don't have to make excuses for why a certain person's not stepping up and doing something that we should be doing. We should all be stepping up to the plate when evil happens in the world. We should all have something to say.
Faith has played a huge part of my life. It always has. It's been a huge motivator because I am a strong believer in Christ. I'm a strong believer in God. He is the center of my life. And I know that the saying, faith without works, is true.
My faith motivates me to do what God does, to, fight for what's right and stand up for what you believe in, and stand up for yourself and stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves.
It's something that you know is there for you and will continue to be there for you. That's my definition of faith. I know a lot of people have a faith, faith in God because they know that God's going to be there for them, or faith in whoever they claim as a higher power that is going to be there for them when they need them, or do for them when they need it, or, that's what I feel faith is. Something that you know is going to be there for you for sure.
The story of Samuel, he lived in a church like I do, and he literally slept at the altar like I have done, and that's the way that he connected with God and connected with his divine purpose. And I think sleeping in Hope AME Church has done that for me. It's really opened my eyes to everything that I say I want to do and I say I want to be, and waking up with a cross over your head is like a very big reminder of the fact that if you say you want to do something, you say you want to be someone, you say you want to, make a difference, then you have to do something about it every day. Grind daily, pray daily, focus daily. So that's what I have learned being here at Hope.
When you are trying to make a change anywhere, you have to first believe that this is going to make a difference, that you're going to do something. You have to first believe it before you can see that it's actually going to happen. When you first go into it, you almost never go into it knowing that this is going to work out, or, I'm going to make a difference. You just have to believe it first. And that's what faith is all about. It's believing in what you hope for without seeing it yet.
Faith has kept me safe, the people around me safe, and driven me to actually step forward and be comfortable with being an activist. Because at first I was really iffy about it. I didn't really know if I wanted to, was it my place, what can little Jasmine do, And then, I actually went to Austin with Hannah, and I went to the Women's March, Black Women's March. I felt really good. And after that, I've just been going to, what I can, and I never would have thought that I've been comfortable doing that. But through faith and through praying about it, talking about it, it's made me really comfortable to do it. So now it's no going back after that.
You can have faith but still like have some doubt and have some anxiety and still be kind of a little uncertain about whether like this is, you know, gonna work out, or whether, you know, you might even get in a little trouble for being so radical.
One thing about us is that we know how to overcome despite the obstacles. So I believe that it's only a matter of time, one, being who we are and whose we are, being that we are God's children, but also understanding the fact that while they have their plans and we have what we have planned, God has a plan as well, and He's the ultimate planner. So when you look at that, there's only so long that this type of tyranny is going to continue, whether it be in Waller County, in Texas, in America, and throughout the world, really. So when you mistreat the Black woman, you really are mistreating the future of a nation. And when you harm a nation like that, there's only so long you're going to make it without that coming back.
The discussion is not me only supporting her because she supports me. You have to do it for people who's not going to support you. I mean, think about the times when Jesus came and He spread all of His teachings. Everyone didn't support Him, but He still loved. And he shared that love. And He told the people who attacked Him in His face, I still love you. Like, why can't we as people be like that? Why can't we look up to a model so great as Jesus and actually put in that work to be exactly like that for other people? Why do we need positions? Why do we need to feel welcome and wanted? We're all made entirely different to stand out. Like, why are we so afraid of standing out?
God is on our side. And while, you know, the fight is going, you know, things always get worse before they get better. But when God is with you, no man, no woman, and no one can come against you. So I personally believe that as long as we continue to hold to God, let Him guide us, and to keep our heads held high, that at the end of all of the turmoil that we face personally, that we face in the community, from our families, struggles, all of it will prove necessary to make us who we are and who we need to become, so that when His judgment arrives and when He makes the final call, then we'll be prepared and strong enough to answer.
I believe all activists and anybody who is trying to make a change, they first have to have faith before they see it manifest in their lives.
Y'all can't tell me that God ain't good. I'm out here on 290 on my way to the beach, and this is what's in my car. You see that? That's a motorcycle in my car. God is so good. The man that flew over my car is standing right here. I saw a body somersault over my car. There is a motorcycle stuck in my trunk. Do you see that? God is too good. You can't tell me God ain't good. You cannot tell me God ain't good. You cannot tell me God is not good. If Sandy ain't never spoke to you today, Sandy is speaking right now. God is so good. Do you hear me? God is so good. I am on the E-way just driving, trying to go to the beach and chill. But He will wake you up for real. God is too good. Sandy speaks.
Black women have made movements revolutionary because we are the movement. We've been the backbone of the movement for forever.
I believe that what it means to be a strong Black woman is to have a mixture of the strength that it takes to get up every day and to put your best foot forward in a world that tells you that you're less than. And so it's having the strength, you know, to keep your head up and continue to move forward, while also having the humility, you know, to listen to others, to take critique, flip it and use it as your best weapon.
To be a Black woman in Waller County, it's quite interesting, and it became interesting after the Sandra Bland arrest and, you know, the murder.
We are in danger on a day-to-day basis. And so we have to be strong yet prepared, yet there's a fight that I feel like we have to be on the front lines for, because we are in danger as women, which means that our children are in danger, and naturally our men are as well.
Black women have a hard task in front of them because we not only have to help ourselves, but we have to help everyone who's around us.
We call upon our ancestors and their indomitable spirit, for these forebearers are the foundation of our families, immortalized in our thoughts, and we call them by name. I invite you to call the names of some of those who have gone before. Sandra Bland, Ashe. Marlene Pennick, Ashe.
Freddie Gray.
Freddie Gray, Ashe. Ashe. Michael Brown.
Ashe.
Jordan Davis.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Yvette Smith.
Ashe.
Kendra Chapman.
Ashe.
Ashe.
I had a friend who talked to me about how he wanted to get involved in activism, and he was asking me if I could help him because he was surprised that a young lady was as involved in activism as I was, because he doesn't really see that a lot, especially here on campus. It's usually the males that are leading or you see in those political positions.
I want to say to young Black women that we are strong, and that anything that you wish to accomplish or that you wish to do or that you feel as though you should do and it's in your heart to do, do it. And I never, even though, yes, recently a lot of things have been happening to us, we're going missing at a very alarming rate. The things that the police do to us, the system that they do to us, don't let that stop you from feeling as though you can't accomplish anything that's in your dreams, that's on your heart. And don't be afraid to speak out for what you know is right. Because if you know it's right, and you know that your voice can make a difference to whatever situation that you want to change, speak out against it, no matter who's listening.
Standing out is scary. It's frightening to people. Everybody wants to be the same, and that's not an excuse for me. I'm not going to be like everyone in this world.
Let's be for real. Freedom of speech is in the first 10 Bill of Rights, which we own personally. As an American, African American, I don't care what your background is, ethnically, we are here for justice. It's not just only Black people, it's minorities, period. I'm fighting for all minorities today. This will not go silent. Just because it happened here, it can happen somewhere else. If we don't correct them today, we're going to suffer tomorrow. If we don't say nothing tomorrow, we're going to suffer forever. So I'm going to speak up today. And I'm not going to let y'all take that away from me.
You better speak on
I'm not going to let y'all take that from me.
Without women, there is no movement.
Keep pushing. Have faith. Don't let any of the obstacles or any of the difficulties that have been put against Black women, any of the negative stigmas that have put against Black women stop you from making a difference, making an impact, making your mark on the world, because it's been the very people that nobody thought would ever do anything or would ever have an impact that have made the most impact in this country and in doing so in the world as well. So believe in yourself. If nobody else believes in you, believe in yourself.
There are kings and queens in all of us. But at the moment, the people who truly need to be realizing their kingdom and queendom are my Black brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. So for those of you who are uncomfortable, who don't want to hear a positive message aimed towards the brown, you don't have to watch it. I am not against white people. To be successful in this world, you have to know how to work with white people. But what Sandy Speaks wants to do is let my kings and queens know you can do it. We can be successful. It is up to us. I love you all dearly. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a successful and prosperous day. Do what is necessary to establish your kingdom and queendom and just be great. Go out there and be the greatest thing that you can, and I guarantee you it will turn your life around. Sandy Speaks.